Before we begin, I'd like to share this opportunity with you. I've created a full course that takes you from no Python experience to being able to create your own advanced add-on, such as the one that you're seeing right now. It's actually the one we create in the course. So if you're interested in creating your own add-ons in Blender, check the link below. Hello and welcome everyone. So in this video, I'm just going to show you a few modeling tips here. And first up, we're going to look at custom transform. So I'll add in a plane, and then I'm just going to move this plane over here to this example area. And I'll go to edit mode and just rotate this plane. Okay, let me get rid of the old one here. So what I'll do is just select a vertex, hit Control X to dissolve it, and we can just rotate this some way. Now, in the example, you can see I have this perfect rectangle that I've beveled here. How could we do that on, say, this edge, this long edge here? How could we do that? Well, what we can do is hit Shift and 7 and align our view to that edge. Next, we can hit K to start the knife tool. If you look down here at the bottom, it says A for angle constraints. So hit A, and since it's aligned with our view and this angle constraint is screen, this will be perfect 90-degree angles off of that edge. And I'll just hit spacebar. Now, I'll hit 1 to go to front view. And what we can do is go to face select and have that face selected, go to orientations up here, and click this plus button. Now we have an orientation aligned with that face. All right, and then what we can do for now is just go ahead and move these edges over, and you'll be modeling flat on that face. So if you move this around, it will stay on that face. Now I can go into the vertex select and select these two and do Control Shift B to do a vertex bevel. And then I'll just go to edge select, Control B, select that, and then I'll select this face here and bring it back like that. And now I can select these two edges and bevel them. And right click, Shade Auto Smooth, and there you go. That will model a perfect shape along an edge. So no more guesswork, essentially. Now, this one, corners from knife. This is how you can create a perfectly aligned shape here. So like if you have an extrusion, how could you cut that extrusion and make it turn at an angle and keep the same shape as it continues? So if I were to take this face, let me get rid of this one. So if I took this face right here and moved it and put it on this one, it's the same one. So this preserved everything. So what we can do here, I'll just create, well, not a duplicate, but I'll just create a cube and bring it down here and go to edit mode and scale it along the y-axis. And I might just shrink it down a little bit here. And I'll bevel one side like this. Now, say I wanted to add a 20-degree turn. So I could go to edit mode and then hit K for the knife tool. And if you look at the knife tool, there's this C for cut through. So I'm going to turn on C for cut through, and you can see it's turning on and off right here. So I'll turn it on. And then there's this A for angle constraint. So turn that on. Now, when angle constraint is on, and by the way, it's set to screen, but when angle constraint is on, you can actually type in a value on your keyboard. Just don't hit enter or it will confirm the knife tool altogether. So I'll type in 20, and there we go. It's turned to 20. So I'll just select a spot and bring it over, and then go down one more and hit enter. And because the cut through was on, it cut all the way through the mesh, and because we had the angle snaps on, it allowed us to cut at an angle. So I'll just go to face select mode, select these faces, and delete them. Next, I'll put the cursor here, so I'll select that vertex, Shift S, cursor to selected. I'll select this top portion here, and then I'll hit the period key so that we can switch our pivot point to the 3D cursor. Now all we need to do is rotate this, and you could type in 40 and hit enter. And then I'll select everything with the A key, hit M, and merge by distance. And there you go. You've added I guess that would actually be a 40-degree angle, but yeah. So there we go. So I'll just set our orientation or our pivot point back to median. Now, this one is a little more interesting, corners from modifiers. So what I'll do in this case is just add in a plane, and I'll delete two vertices on this side, leaving us with this edge here. So what I'll do now is just maybe extrude this and bring it over some arbitrary position. Doesn't really matter for this example, but let's go look at some modifiers. So I'll add in a modifier, generate, and I'll use the screw modifier. Except for angle, I'll set that to 0. Now the screw, we can adjust that, and it's adding in a lot of subdivisions, so I'll set these two down to 1. And that will just be considered an extrude at this point, the way that we're using it. Next, we can add in a generate, and we'll use solidify. Then you could extrude the thickness and do even thickness. And because this is creating it in shade smoothing, what we can do is just right click shade auto smooth. And if you wanted to, you could add in a bevel. And there you go. Of course, if you wanted to add in specific details, you can always use booleans as well. So booleans would be able to assist you with adding details because this is procedural geometry and we can't really model anything. Otherwise, we'd have to hit Control A and do apply and say visual geometry to mesh. Okay, that way we could actually modify this geometry. But in this case, it's all generated just from these edges. So you could use booleans to add details if you needed to. Now, this is a little bit of a tricky one. If you're unfamiliar with it, I would suppose. I'll add in a cube, and this is snap rotation. So if we go to edit mode, and I'll just bring these top vertices up some, and I'll select these two, bring this over and down. Now, what if we added in a cube? I'm in edit mode, by the way, so this is both in edit mode, okay? Now, what if I wanted to snap this cube to this location and rotate it down to be along that plane, just like the example? Well, what we could do here is select this with L, just put your mouse over this shape here, press L to select everything under the mouse, and then I will use Control, Shift, and Tab to bring up the snaps menu. Generally, when you start the Blender file, it should be something like this. This is very close to the default. Just set it to vertex, set it to active, and make sure that you have effect rotate on. Okay, so there we go. And since we set it to use active, we have to have an active vertex. So I'll shift click to deselect one and then shift click it again to make it active. You can tell that you have an active element when it turns white. So if you hit G and hold down Control, it will snap that active element to the element that is under your mouse. The snaps menu is also right here. This would turn snaps on permanently. Okay, so that's permanent snaps. I don't have to hold any keys down. But if you turn it off, you have to hold Control while you're moving to use it. But the menu itself is just right here. All right, so let's look at rotating this. Okay, I'll rotate it on the y-axis. And you can see that we're rotating it away from that face, and this is going to become arbitrary. So how could we make this more precise? Well, you can actually select this vertex, either one, as long as it's sitting on top of each other. Shift S, cursor to selected. All right, now let's set our pivot point. So hit period and do 3D cursor. Next, I'll just deselect everything and hold and press L and select the top shape. Now, if I hit RY, we can see that we're rotating along that cursor because that's our pivot point. So rotate Y, RY. Okay, so what about snapping it to this? Okay, because what we want to do is rotate it along the Y and snap it to this point. But you can see we have some issues. Well, that's because, again, we have it set to active. So we need to shift click this one 2 times. There we go. Now we set one active. R, Y, and then hold Control to use snapping. And there you go. So if I went to front view, you can see that it is aligned in both locations, along that edge and along that face. If you were to hold L, or just tap L, you can actually snap or scale this cube down. So I'll just hit period, set the median point, and just set scale Y. And there you go. you've placed this cube in the center of this edge at that angle. Well, I hope that you enjoyed these tips, and I'll see you around.